Hi, I'm Dr. Jill Allor. This is the last video in our series introducing you to the Friends on the Block Early Literacy Program and what makes it special. You now know that the program is user-friendly and customizable, so teachers can easily adjust lessons to meet the needs of different students. Much like a ramp in front of a building, we provide a variety of supports that make basic reading skills accessible to all learners, even those with intensive needs. We do this through our books, games, and how lessons are implemented. Think about the students you know. Do you know students who struggle to pay attention or who are not motivated to read? Do you know students who are so focused on figuring out words that they don't understand what they're reading? Do you know students who read words correctly one day but forget the word the next day or even in the next sentence? Do you know students who read words correctly during a lesson, but then don't recognize the word when they see it in a book? In this video, I'm going to give you just a few examples of how we address these and other challenges by providing supports for positive behavior, language development, skill development, and the integration of skills during book reading. Let's start with how we support behavior, motivation, and engagement. The design of our books supports these in many ways. For example, the same characters appear across the books in the series, which helps maintain student interest. Students really look forward to seeing Jazz the dog and the kids who live on the block. The games are a great way to motivate students to practice. Students who typically struggle with behavior and attention respond well to the structured, predictable routines in the lessons. Teachers are given specific guidance about how to model various skills and set up expectations, as well as provide feedback and support that increase success, which in turn improves behavior and motivation. Language is also supported by the books, the games, and the implementation of the lessons. As I showed you in the video about the books, helper text that is read by the teacher and picture words enabled us to write meaningful stories from the very beginning of the program. During the very first lesson, students are able to begin reading meaningful books with support. Listening comprehension and reading comprehension are included in every lesson. The words in the books are common and likely to be familiar, or they are introduced and explained in the helper text. You can see in this Level 9 book the brief explanation of the stingray that may not be familiar to all students. The games also support language. In this game, students sound out words and read sentences with that word. The sentences are related to the student book. So instead of just practicing words in isolation, they practice the words and think about their meaning in a sentence. The teacher guides provide teachers with dialogic reading style questions, which are special questions that are used to encourage conversation related to the books. Common comprehension strategies are also practiced frequently. Students begin developing these strategies with the simple books in early levels and advance to applying these strategies with more complex chapters within the books from the later levels. Friends on the Block provides many supports for learning and remembering new skills. There are plenty of books and practice within books to support students who need intensive practice to learn and retain skills. Our many learning games provide focused practice on specific skills, so you can make sure students are receiving practice on skills they still need to master. And, as I mentioned earlier, teachers are provided with detailed guidance about how to model and provide feedback during the entire lesson. Finally, Friends on the Block provides supports for the application and integration of skills to book reading. When we read, we integrate lots of different skills. When reading a book, many students struggle to integrate the different skills they are learning. We provide support for this process. Skills are aligned across our lesson components. Students are introduced to and practice skills in the warm-up. They see those same words and phonics patterns in the books they are reading. The learning games also practice those same words and phonics patterns and are often connected to the meaning of the books and words within the books. Teachers are given clear guidance about how to support students during book reading so they apply the skills they are learning while they are reading. Our vision was to create a program that included the supports necessary for all students to succeed, particularly those with extremely intensive needs. We don't want to leave anyone out. In this video, we describe what makes Friends on the Block special by sharing some of the ways we provide support for learners who struggle in different areas. I hope you have found these videos useful and that you'll continue to explore Friends on the Block and find out how the materials would help you and the students you teach. Please reach out to us if you have any questions or feedback. We are always interested in hearing from you. We want to know how we can better support you to ensure that all students develop foundational literacy skills.